Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to this. Hope you all can hear me. Can you guys confirm once? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks for confirming, guys. I hope you are able to see my screen as well. So, welcome to our third demo session today. We are going to have our third demo session. In our previous two demo sessions, we have seen about the basic things about the data engineering as well as the cloud platforms. Okay, so let me gonna start with what is actually again one more time what is this Google Cloud Platform, and then we will go to the main topic, that is how do we interact with the different services in the Google Cloud Platform. Let us try to understand today. So for that one, let me gonna first tell you what is Google Cloud Platform, sir. We already know that. Sir, Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services offered by the Google for the organizations to build their application, deploy their application, and scale their applications and services in the cloud platform. And these services are highly scalable, reliable, and it is secure. And it has its infrastructure throughout the world. Google has its own data centers in India also, guys. Google has its own data centers in India also. We have the Google data centers in Mumbai as well as Delhi as well. Okay, so this is what is Google Cloud Platform. Simply, sir, Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you a plenty of services such as the compute services, identity and security services, management tools, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, and machine learning services also. Sir, we have these many services. Sir, Google is offering you plenty of the services. But sir, I'm a data engineer. As a data engineer, how do we interact with these services? Sir, can you tell me what are the different ways to interact with these many services? Sir, if you ask me, there are totally four main methods are there to interact with the GCP services, guys. There are totally four interaction methods are there to interact with the GCP services. The very first thing is console. Second thing is Cloud Shell. Third method is the Cloud SDK. Fourth method is APIs and third-party tools. Okay, there are totally four methods are there to interact with the GCP services. One is console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK, APIs, and third-party tools. Let me gonna tell you each and everything one by one so that you guys get a very good understanding of each and everything. Okay, so let me gonna talk about it. This is very basic, guys. I'm telling you, try to focus on here. So the very first method, can you guys tell me what is the very first method?
Console.
Correct. So it is Cloud Console. So the very first method is Cloud Console. Sir, what is console? If someone is asking me, sir, console is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the services. It's a web-based graphical user interface. It is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services. Sir, in a graphical user interface, how do we interact with the services? Can anyone guess it?
Commands.
Is it? Sir, it is a graphical user interface. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they have to do it visually and graphically, when I mean to say. Okay, so Cloud Console is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services visually. Okay, so For example, how do we do that, sir? Sir, there are many ways. Sir, like for example, sir, can you show me what is this graphical user interface? So this is what is graphical user interface, guys. The moment you enter into the Google Cloud platform, whatever you are seeing is a graphical user interface only. Okay, the one which you are seeing is a graphical user interface, sir, here. Sir, if I wanted to interact with any service, I have to graphically and visually, I have to look at that particular service. I have to interact with it. Okay, if I wanted to create a bucket, I click on create bucket, I click on create bucket. See, this is entire thing is a graphical features only. So this method of interacting with the GCP services is called as a graphical user interface, nothing but a cloud console. So cloud console is a one of the web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services. Sir, can you tell me what we can do? You can do almost everything in the Google Cloud platform. Sir, if you wanted to create a bucket, or if you wanted to manage buckets, instead of creating, deleting all of those things, if you wanted to manage buckets, manage clusters, manage tables or data sets, all of these things. So if you wanted to manage the buckets in the Google Cloud Storage, if one wanted to manage the cluster in the, or when I say manage buckets, it's not making sense. Create buckets, create clusters, create tables and data sets in the data proc in BigQuery. So if you wanted to interact with any of the service in the Google Cloud platform, guys, you can use Cloud Console. So Cloud Console, how we are interacting with the service? Sir, we are interacting with the service visual interface via visual interface. You are going to interact with those services via visual interfaces. I will show you examples, don't worry. I will talk about the examples, don't worry about that. Yeah. So this is what is a Cloud Console, guys. It is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services visually. Okay, examples. One can able to create a bucket in the Google Cloud Storage with the help of this visual interface. One can able to create the clusters in the data proc. One can able to create the tables as well as data sets in the BigQuery. So this is what is Cloud Console. I hope this is clear. Very simple to understand. The second method of interacting with the GCP services. Can you guys tell me what is the second method? So the second method of interacting with the GCP services is a Cloud Shell. Perfect. It's a Cloud Shell. Sir, can you guys guess it? What could be a Cloud Shell? Anyone? What could be a Cloud Shell, sir? Correct. Someone was telling, sir, it could be a command line tool. Yes, that's a very good answer. Perfect. Sir, Cloud Shell is a web-based. Again, it is, when I say web-based, guys, it is available over the web only. You have to understand this one. Sir, Cloud Console is only available over the web. You need to have a proper internet connection to interact with the Google Cloud services using the console, because you need to have a proper internet connection to do that, because it is available over the web. Similarly, so Cloud Shell is also a web-based. It is a web-based command line interface. This is what is someone is saying, right? So that is what it is there. It is a command line interface. Sir, in a command line interface, how do we interact with the services? How do we interact with the services, guys? In a command line interface, how do we interact with the GCP services? Via commands, isn't it? That's what we do, guys, right? In the command line interfaces, if you wanted to interact with the GCP services, you have to do it via commands only. So that is what is a Cloud Shell, everyone. So Cloud Shell is a web-based command line interface to interact with the GCP services via commands. Sir, can you tell me what we can do here? So we can do almost everything also here. Whatever you have achieved using the console, you can also achieve it using the cloud shell as well. Whatever you have achieved using the cloud console, you can also do it via cloud shell as well. That means we can create the bucket, we can create the clusters, we can even delete the buckets, manage the buckets, copy the file from one bucket to another bucket. Many things we can do it. We will take an example and we will try to do it now. Okay, sir, can you tell me first where is this cloud shell available? We don't see it here on the screen because, sir, it is available over the web. You said it is available over the web, sir. Where it is available? So tell you guys. So let me gonna give you a small home tour towards our small home or whatever this tour towards the Google Cloud platform. Right? Let me gonna take a screenshot of this one and try to tell you what are these features available over here, so that you guys understand all of these features one by one. Okay, look at here, guys. Assume that this is our Google Cloud Platform homepage. Yes, this is our Google Cloud Platform homepage. Now, sir, what is this first option? So the very first option, this one is, sir, the very first option that you guys are seeing. So this one is left navigation menu or hamburger menu. Some people call it as a left navigation menu or a hamburger menu. Okay, so this is a left navigation menu. The second option, this one is, that this is your project area. So this is your project area. So if one wanted to create the project, if one wanted to delete the project, if one wanted to select the existing project, or if you wanted to get the project ID or project name, we actually go to the project area only. We go to this project area. And the third option, that is search box, guys. If one wanted to interact with any of the services, instead of going to the left navigation menu, they can actually search for the services. Search for a service and they can actually select the services. This is a search box, search area, where one can able to select a resource, documents, products, and everything. They can able to do it here. And after that, you have a free Gemini is also. Gemini is a AI, guys. If you wanted to use the Gemini AI also for all the Google Cloud users, it is free. It is available for free, guys. We can make use of it. So this is where you have Gemini. And here we have a reward status button. Sir, we are creating a free trial status. So that's the reason here we have the reward status button, sir, where it tells you how many amount of a credits left in your account. How many amount of a credits left in your account. So this is what. And this is where the important thing comes into the picture, guys. That is what is our cloud shell. So this is what is our cloud shell button, sir. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they can actually make use of this particular option, sir, which is called as a cloud shell. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services via command line tool interface or via commands, if I wanted to interact with it, such as if I wanted to create a bucket, I can write a command for it. If I wanted to delete a bucket, I can write a command for it. If I wanted to move a file from one location to another location, I can write a command for it. If I wanted to use the GCS file to create a table in the BigQuery, I can use a command for it. I can write the commands here. So this is what is a command line tool, where one can able to write the commands. And whatever the action that you are guys are doing it, right? So those actions are properly notified here. That is, you have a notification channel. So everything, whatever you are doing, whether you're creating something, deleting something, right? So it will show the notifications here. The recent actions will be shown here. Okay. And finally, you have these, project settings or whatever your account details. So these are the basic things. Okay. But the main things are these one, guys. The left navigation menu, the project area, search box, Gemini, reward status button, cloud shell, and you have a notifications. So if you go here, left navigation menu, you can able to see all the products and services. If you wanted to see everything also, you can click on it here. All the products and services you should be able to see. In Google Cloud Platform, whatever the products, if you wanted to see all the products, you can able to come to here. Plenty of the products will be listed down. Again, so this is what is my left navigation menu. Similarly, if you click on this one, this is what is your project area, everyone. One can able to select the existing project. This is your project name, the project ID. I will talk about what is project name, what is project ID, what is this project actually, why we need to create it, and what happens if you create it. All of those details we are going to understand it in the next class. So that is going to be the very interesting actually. Again, we are going to talk about in the next class. And here one can able to go to the project settings button. You wanted to create a new project, you can also create a new project. All the features are here. And you have a search box here. If I wanted to work with the data proc, you can search with the data proc and you can go to the data proc directly. Similarly, this is where the Gemini is. So if one wanted to chat with the Gemini, they can also do it. Click on enable and click start chatting, which is a AI tool similar to the chat GPT. And here you have a free trial status button. The moment I hit this button, so this is what happens. Free trial status. It is, I almost left with 20,000, 26,000 for next 86 days. That means it is for free. I'm not paying anything. Oddly, 2 rupees I have paid. That's it. I get this amount of money. I will tell you how to create such kind of free tier account also, guys. Here we have a Cloud Shell button, guys. So this is what we are looking at it. Sir, I wanted to interact with the GCP services. So that's where you can also go for this one. You can click on this button. You can click on this particular button, guys. The moment you click on this particular button, that's where you can able to see the Cloud Shell is getting activated at the bottom. You see. Click on continue. The moment you hit this button, that's where the Cloud Shell gets activated for you. You click on authorize also. So this is how the Cloud Shell terminal is activated for us. Cloud Shell terminal is activated for us. This is how it is activated. So if you wanted to increase the size, I can increase the size to medium. I hope this is clear now. Yeah, I hope this is pretty much clear. So I'm gonna open, sir, instead of me moving up and down, right? So I can also move this entire tab, entire this particular terminal tab. I can open it in the new window. You can click on open in new window. So click on this one. So it gets opened here. So this is what it is. So this is how one can able to open it, guys. Now let us take a simple example, sir. Sir, I wanted to create a cloud storage bucket. Sir, I wanted to create a cloud storage bucket from the console and from the Cloud Shell. How do we do it? Let us try to see. Okay, a simple demo so that we can able to understand how the interaction is happening. So for this one, sir, I wanted to interact with the Cloud Shell. You click on, you first select the project. You click on this cloud storage. You have a cloud storage here. Click on this cloud storage. Sir, what is cloud storage? Don't worry about it, sir. We are going to understand it in our upcoming sessions. But to give you in a simple 2 words, sir, Cloud Shell is one of the object storage service. Cloud Shell is one of the object storage service. One can able to create the buckets for storing the data. So you can able to store any amount of a data. If you wanted to store some data, you need to create a bucket. That's it. A bucket is nothing but a container to store your objects. So in a simple word, sir, this is what it is. So cloud storage is a one of the object storage service where you have to create the buckets. This is like a bucket. Okay. And inside the bucket, one can able to store any amount of a data. So they can able to store any amount of data. Nothing but objects. Object to storage service. So this is what. So let us try to see how one can able to create a bucket. So to do that, you go to the cloud storage, click on the buckets. This topic we are going to see in detail in our upcoming sessions. For now, don't worry about it. We are going to see very detail in the cloud storage for, we have 2 sessions on this one actually. Okay, we will be looking at it later point of time, but just to work with how this console works, how this Cloud Shell works. We are going to see a small demo on it. Okay, so now, sir, if I wanted to create a bucket, what I'm going to do? See, I'm going to click on this create button. I provide some name. So, but bucket name. So I'm going to give some bucket name such as, um, let us say, bucket one using the console. So today is what, sir? 7/3/2025. So this is what I'm doing, guys. So this is a bucket one. I'm creating it using the console. I'm creating a bucket one using the console. You have mentioned I'm giving a some unique name. So that's what I'm going to click on create. Click on create and confirm. So what I'm doing, if you guys see, sir, I am able to create a bucket. You see the bucket is created now. Sir, I am able to create a bucket using the console, which is a graphical user interface where what I have done, I just click graphically, visually, we are interacting with the service. You click on create button, you entered some details, you click on create button so that the bucket is created properly. So this is what we call it as a console. The interaction that you have done is a console method, sir. In a console, you graphically interact with that particular service. Graphically and visually, you are going to interact with that particular service. The same thing, sir. I wanted to do it from the Cloud Shell also. Is it possible? Yes. So if you wanted to do the same thing from the Cloud Shell also, you can also do that. Sir, let us try to create the same bucket, one more bucket using the Cloud Shell. Sir, in the Cloud Shell, we have to interact with the GCP services via commands only. So you have to know the command. For now, you don't worry about the commands. We are going to have a separate session on the commands also. Let me gonna show you guys in our upcoming sessions. We are going to see all of these commands you see. So creating the bucket using these commands. So gsutil commands are already available. I'm going to talk about it later. But now I'm gonna run one of the command, that is gsutil mb. mb is to make bucket. gsutil mb. mb is to make bucket. Maybe the screen is small for you. Yeah, I think it could be good now. So gsutil mb. So gsutil mb is to create the bucket, sir. Yeah, gsutil mb is to create the bucket. So, and the bucket name you have to mention. gs colon slash slash. The bucket name I wanted to create the bucket is bucket 2 using the shell, and I say 732025. Sir, I am creating a bucket. Sorry. Sir, I am creating a bucket using the Cloud Shell, and I am issuing a command here. You see, I am writing a command that is called as gsutil mb is a command. And you can see I have given a proper bucket name, that is this one. We have provided a proper bucket name. So this is how, if one wanted to create a bucket, they have to write the command. Don't worry about the command. We are going to discuss it in our upcoming sessions. But just to understand how the Cloud Shell works, just hit the enter button. So what will happen now? See, it is creating a bucket. It is creating a bucket. Sir, if I go here, if I refresh this button, so I should be able to see one more bucket. Yes, see, you have a one more bucket also. Bucket one we have you created using the console. Bucket two we have created using the Cloud Shell. Okay, so this is what it is. Sir, I'm able to list out the buckets here. Sir, if I wanted to list out the buckets, can I able to do it here also? Yes. So you can able to do almost everything. Sir, the moment you come here, you are able to list out all the buckets. I'm able to see there are two buckets and with their bucket names and all of these details. Sir, can I be able to do the same thing here also? Yes. gsutil ls. There's a command called gsutil ls. The moment you hit the button, so what will happen? It will list out all the buckets. See, we have two buckets. It is able to list out all the two buckets here. So this is what is a second method of interacting with the GCP services, guys, that is Cloud Shell. You have Cloud Console, you have one more option that is Cloud Shell also. Okay, I hope this is also clear. I hope this is also clear. And we have a third method of interacting with the GCP services. Can anyone tell me what is the third method of interacting with the GCP services, guys?
SDK.
SDK, yes. Sir, Cloud SDK. Sir, SDK, there is a third method of interacting with the GCP services. We can also do it via SDK actually. Cloud SDK. So let me gonna say this is Cloud SDK. Sir, if I wanted to interact with the GCP services, I can also interact from the SDK, sir. But if you ask me what is this SDK, it is available over the web? No, the answer is no. It is not available over the web. Sir, this is a local based. Sir, it is a local based. That means if it is local based, according to your machine operating system, according to your operating system, you have to download it. You have to download it and you have to install it. So this is what you have to do, guys. According to your machine operating system, sir, if one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine, not on the web, if one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine, right, they can actually do it from the local machine with the help of the SDK, because SDK is a local based. Again, it is also a command line tool, sir. It is also a command line interface. How do we interact with the GCP services? If you ask me, sir, we can just copy this and paste this here. So this is what is a Cloud SDK, everyone. This is what is Cloud SDK. Sir, Cloud SDK is a local based. The term is little different for you, it seems, right? So far, sir, it is web based because both of them, console and Cloud Shell, are available over the web. So that's the reason I say web based. But this time it is not web based. So this time it is a local based. It is available over the web. It is available over the local machine. Sir, it is a command line interface. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they have to do it via commands. Okay, if one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they have to do it via commands. Sir, what we can do here, sir? You can also do the same thing. Whatever you are able to achieve it using the console and Cloud Shell, you can also do the same thing via Cloud SDK also. Via the Cloud SDK also, if one wanted to do it, you can also do the same thing. So this is what is Cloud SDK, sir. Now, sir, how do we install it? How do we download it and install it? So let me gonna show you. So look at here, guys, very important step. Maybe I may not be telling you it later. Sir, how do we install the SDK? I may not be able to telling it to you later. So you have to focus on it here now. So if one wanted to download the SDK, so you have in the Cloud Basics, we have install SDK option is there. Just copy this command. Copy the steps also I have mentioned properly, documented properly here. Later you can able to see it, but just copy this command, go to the browser, and first we need to download it. So we need to download it. So that's the reason we are coming to the online. So just go to this particular web link, click on enter. So this is what it is. It is going to be opening you. If one wanted to install the SDK on top of if their machine, for example, assume that, sir, your machine is a Linux or Ubuntu or Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS, macOS, as well as Windows or a Chromebook, whatever the operating system you have, you can able to download it and install it on top of your local machine. So I assume that, sir, my machine, most of the people's machine is a Windows operating system. Most of the people's machine is a Windows operating system. Sir, I wanted to download this one SDK and install this one on top of my local machine. To do that, you see there is an option download this is a hyperlink. The moment you hit this button, you should be able to focus on it here. There gets a download here. So click on this one. So you go and see here, it is downloaded. It is hardly 261 KB, hardly 261 KB. So that is the reason it is downloaded very fast. Once it is downloaded, I hope it is clear, guys. Once it is downloaded, click on this one. So this particular option gets open for you. Once it is open, you can double click on it. Once you double click on it, this is what is an option it will come. Very simply click on next, click on agree, click on next, click on next, click on install. That's it, guys. The moment you click on install, it will take like 3 to 4 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes for the Google Cloud SDK to be installed on top of your local machine. Right? That's it. Very simple. You download it, you just click on hit the button, double click on it, just open this one, click on next, click on agree, click on next and next, and click on install. It will install for you within 2 to 3 minutes. After that, you can use it. Assume that I already installed it. For example, I have already installed it. I'll go. Once it is installed, you can just go to your Windows Start button and search for SDK. Search for SDK. Sir, can you guys tell me what is a SDK, sir? It is a software development kit, nothing but a command line interface. One can able to interact with the GCP services via commands only. So you hit this button now. Click on this button. Now, this is what is a SDK open for you guys. This is how the SDK open for you. Once the SDK is open, this is what you have done, guys. So assume that you wanted to open the WhatsApp, right? Sir, WhatsApp I wanted to use it in my local machine. Sir, WhatsApp, if I wanted to use it in my local machine, what do? We go here, WhatsApp download, we search for it, and it will ask you, do you wanted to download the WhatsApp for iOS, Mac or PC? It will ask for you the option. So according to that, you are going to search for it. So if you wanted to download it, so it is Mac or iOS or Windows or whatever it is. So it will ask you, then you download it. Once you download it and then you install it. Once you install it, tell me guys, what do you do? Once you install it, what do? You wanted to send a message to one person. What is the first thing that we need to do even before sending the message? Tell me guys. You have down. Yes, we have to log into it. Very good answer. We must do the login. Right. The same thing, if I wanted to interact with my GCP services, if I wanted to interact with my GCP services, the very first thing is I log into my Google Cloud account. I should log into my Google Cloud account from this Cloud SDK, from the SDK. So this is where, so sir, your account is this one, sir. This is my account. That this is what is my account. I wanted to log into my account. So this is what is your account. I wanted to log into my account. So to do that, a simple command is there, that is gcloud auth login. This is a command, guys. This is a command. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine that is using the SDK, they first download it, install it, and log in. Gcloud auth login. The moment I hit this button, you see, it will go to the browser. It will go to the browser and it is asking you to select what is your account. I am selecting my account. This is what is my account. Sign into the Cloud SDK, click on continue. So click on allow. So the moment you click on allow, so that is where you are now authenticated with the Google Cloud CLI. So the moment you go here, now you are now logged in as this particular user, and the project is selected, this one or that one, whatever it is logged in. Okay, so that's how you can able to do it, guys. Okay, so if one wanted to clear the screen, they can able to clear the screen like this. So this is how. Sir, if I wanted to list out all the buckets, just now we have done it, right? Let me just confirm is the project is same or not. First, let me change it, gcloud. If I wanted to change the project also, I can use this command, guys. G-Cloud config set project. The project that I'm working with is this one, right? The project that we are working with, this one. This is what is our project. So you select this project ID. Okay, you select this project ID and you go to the SDK and you paste it here. Sir, I wanted to work with this project only. So G Cloud config set project, and this is what is your project ID. Don't worry about what is this project and everything. We are going to see in very detail in the next upcoming session, but just focus on here. Project is this one. Sir, I am changing my project. Sir, earlier, how many buckets that we have created using the console and cloud shell? How many buckets we have created so far? Yes, we have created two. Sir, let me just interact with that. I wanted to list out those two buckets. GSUtil ls. Click on enter. Are we able to see two buckets here? Perfect. We are able to see it. Sir, I wanted to create a bucket from here also. That means that this is also one of the interface method. Can we also create a bucket? Why not? You can also interact with the GCP services from the local machine. So you don't need to open the Google Cloud Platform also. You can do it from the local machine itself. So this is what is a Cloud SDK, sir. Let us try to do it. GSUtil MB. Sir, I wanted to create a bucket MB and the bucket name, that is bucket underscore 3. Bucket 3 I'm creating, that is using the SDK 7/3/2025. So let me gonna hit the enter button. So the moment you click on enter, there gets a bucket created. So if you run the same command gsutil ls, you should be able to see three buckets now. So there are three buckets: bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3. So this is how one can able to create any number of buckets, and one can able to create it from the console. This is a simple way to tell you that you can able to interact with the GCP services via console. This is a simple way to tell you guys. The demo is, this is how what we have done now. So one can able to interact with the GCP services from the console. One can able to interact with the GCP services from Cloud Shell and from Cloud SDK also. These are the three interface methods that I wanted to tell you guys. I hope this is clear. If anyone, the fourth method I will tell you in next few minutes. Before that, I am going to give you some time for you to ask me if anyone have any questions. Please raise your hand if anyone have any questions, guys. Okay, please raise your hand if anyone have any questions. Yeah. Yes, please, guys. Anyone have any questions? Please raise your hand. Yes, please. Nusrat. It's like a folder. It's like a your folder on top of your local machine. You wanted to organize your files. This is your Windows operating system. So on top of this one, you create one kind of a folder, right? So I created it, but it went to here. But you can see this is a folder that you have created. Why do we create the folders in the bucket? Sorry, why do we create the folders in your Windows operating system? Is that I wanted to organize my files properly. Okay, so where you can able to keep your files, that means you are storing something and you are organizing something. The same thing you can also do it in the Google Cloud Storage also. That is where you can keep the data, you can store the data, and you can organize the data by creating the buckets. Okay, so a bucket 1 where I am storing the 1 month of data, in the bucket 2 second month of the data, in the bucket 1 again I'm able to create a folders. Within this folder you can create one more folder, isn't it? So that's how you organize your things. So that's like a folder or a container. Yeah. Okay. So don't worry about this one, guys. Don't worry about the Google Cloud Storage buckets, because this topic will again come in the next few sessions. We are going to see in a very detail, very, very detail, I'm telling you. So what is this Google Cloud Storage in a very detail? How do we create the bucket? I might have told you within 1 minute only I am able to create the bucket, but I told you I will tell you how to create the bucket with all of these features. Okay, what are these features? We will tell you. Don't worry about that now. Okay, yeah. Just to try to understand. What is this console? What is this cloud shell? What is this cloud SDK? Yes, I'm going to. So I'm gonna tell you guys. So those who wanted to create a, I mean, I'm gonna tell you maybe in the next session only, next session or next to next session, how to create this cloud, Google Cloud account for free. Okay, how to create a free tier account? I'm gonna tell you in the Google. So that is there in the next session. So don't worry about that. That we are going to see. Yeah.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Yeah. 1 minute,
Sir,
guys. 1 minute. Always raise your hand so that it is easy for me. I'll give you times. Don't worry. The moment you raise a hand, I'll give you time. So the question could be, which interface method is used mostly? So this is commonly asked question in the most of the people. Just wanted to let you know it totally different depends on your requirement in the company. First thing. Okay, the choice of method depends on your preferences, requirements, and the type of interaction that you wanted to have it with your services. Whether it is through a user interface or a command line interface or a APIs or integration with the third-party tools or applications. So totally depends on your project requirement. In your project, they are asking you to use the console only. You should use the console. If it is a cloud shell, yeah. If it is a we will see that, guys, don't worry. So if it is a console, you have to use the console. If it is a cloud shell, we have to use the console. And if it is a cloud shell, we have to use the cloud shell. If it is a cloud SDK, we must use the cloud SDK only. It totally depends on the requirement. And if they say you are flexible to use anything, then it is your preference. How do you want it to use it? Okay. Yeah. Yes, Alekia, you have any question?
sir, is SDK offline? Can we use it without internet? Like others are web-based, so
Without internet you wanted to use it? I don't think so. A little bit of internet is required, but you can actually do it. That's not a problem at all. Yeah, you can
sir,
do that.
another question is the
Okay.
whatever we are storing in the buckets, can we access it and perform various
Yes. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. I'll give you
operations?
time, guys. Please raise your hand. Okay. I'll give you time for sure. Please raise your hand. Always raise your hand. So there are. I'm. Yeah. Yeah. So there are two sessions. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, I'll give you time. So what usually happening here is that two sessions are going at the same time. You please allow me one after the demo sessions are completed, will be combined on this one. So don't worry about that. At this point of time, two sessions are going on, and try to understand that the moment you are trying to create the buckets, and if you wanted to access the files, whatever that is related to the Google Cloud Storage, we are going to see it later. Don't focus on the Google Cloud Storage much. Don't worry about the buckets much now. Okay, because once I talk about the Google Cloud Storage, you will not be having even a single question also, because that's how I teach. I know that the only thing you focus on here is that what we are doing here. We are trying to interact with the console, cloud shell, cloud SDK. If you wanted to access the files in the Google Cloud Storage, yes, you can access it. If you wanted to access the tables inside the BigQuery, yes, you can access it. Anything you can able to access it using the console, cloud shell, cloud SDK. I hope that is answered. Alekia, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Yes, Srikant, you have any question?
So,
Srikant, you have any question? Yeah,
yes, sir.
yes,
So while interacting with this shell and SDK cell, so the commands that you're typing, is this
correct,
Linux based or is it Go
correct,
language, sir?
correct. It's a Linux. So the question is this one, guys. That's when you are using the commands in the Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK, are these commands are same? First thing, yes, these commands are same. If you are able to see it, the commands I have hit the same commands I'm using. The commands are same, and these commands are Linux based. Yes, these commands are Linux based. So that's the reason we are going to learn about the basic Linux also in our upcoming sessions. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So we are going to learn about the basic Linux also, guys. If you can see in my notes, this is there. Basic Linux is there. Okay, where we are now, we have seen GCP introduction. We are at the GCP interfaces. Everything is there in the notes. Don't worry. Don't need to take any notes also. Everything is there in the notes. Later point of time, you can actually learn everything. Okay, don't worry about this thing. So basic Linux we are going to learn it, and the commands are same in the Linux as well. Sorry, Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. That is also fine. Yes, Musrat, you were asking something, please. Yes. No. Console, for example, if you have a team, for example, take sir, if you have a team of 5 members in your team, all the 5 members will have an access to the console, no issues. But the second thing, are they having, because within the console, are this is console nothing but a Google Cloud platform. Within that Google Cloud platform, are they having access to all the services is the question, because GCP is offering plenty of the services. So according to your level or according to your way that you are going to work on it, as per the project requirement, you will only be provided with the required service access. Okay, only required service access they are going to provide it to you. When you are working in the company, you are not going to, you are not able to access all the services. It's because a company or an admin is providing you an access to certain services only. How do we actually provide this access? How to manage this access control? All of those things we are going to see in our upcoming sessions again. That is in the IM and admin. That is with the help of the IM and admin, they are going to properly manage the access control. How do we that? How do we do that? We are going to learn it separately, but you are not going to access all the services. You will only be having access to the certain set of services you are supposed to. Yeah. Okay. And yes, Ravi, you have any question? Yes, please. Correct. Just now we have seen the S3 equals to GCS. It's also global. It's also global services. Of course. We call it as a multi-region, single region, dual region. Such things we will learn it later. But yes, it is there. Okay, multi-region is nothing but it is available over globally. So the terminology is different, but the the purpose is same. So you call it as the locations, right? There also it is a separation. You want to say the location. So region, it is only available within the limited region. Dual region within two regions. Multi-region globally. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Any other? Yes, Bhargav, you have any question? Yes. Bhargav Kirti Party. Yes, please. Okay. 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 I mean, you have to learn a little bit more also. That is not going to be very much useful. See, if you are learning the services, if you are learning services, may not give you the good knowledge. You have to learn with the, including the projects and case studies. Yes, the main services may not be four, right? So usually GCS, BigQuery, Dataproc, Dataflow, Airflow, and PubSub and Cloud Functions. If you add these many things, then for sure you will be able to get it. I suggest you to learn the Databricks also. Nowadays, Databricks is also sending. Okay, so all of those things, if you wanted to attend the course, and all these things are covered here. Yes. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. No, 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 no. Data flow is also commonly used nowadays separately. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Yes, please. Yes, please. Mushrat. Yeah. Okay. Mm, Not at the moment, but I have to check with my admin also, because what they are planning on a team, I'm not totally sure about that. Okay, but if they are saying, so far they did not tell me, but if they are saying something that we should follow, so that's something the admin team will take a call. So if you wanted to speak with them, please speak with them and get it solved. And if it is there, for sure it will be there. Okay, if they say yes, yes, it will be there. Yes. Uh-huh. No. Machine learning, no. This is more of a data engineering only. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Any other questions, anyone, on the GCP interfaces? I hope we have seen this one clearly. Right. So I'm going to talk about it one more time, sir. To interact with the GCP services, now we know what is console, what is Cloud Shell, what is Cloud SDK, and the fourth method of interacting with the services is APIs and third-party tools. This is totally depends on the company's requirement or the project. Maybe to give you some amount of an idea. So for example, assume that this is Google Cloud Platform. In the Google Cloud Platform, there are plenty of the services out there. In the Google Cloud Platform, plenty of the services are there. Usually what happens, assume that there is a one of the service called Cloud SQL, where you have a one of the MySQL databases there. In the Cloud SQL, where you have one of the MySQL databases there, you have hosted one of the MySQL on the Cloud SQL. So what usually happens is that sometimes this is connected to the applications. This is connected to the application. So you may be having some kind of an applications. You may be having some kind of an application, front end application, whatever it is. So this is how. So this front end application is will be interact with the multiple users. So multiple users are interacting with it. Okay. Now this application is connected to the database for storing the data. So we already know the most of the traditional databases support the application for data storage purpose. Okay, supporting the business, they do it. So this is how an application, this is a third party application, can be interacted with the MySQL DB for storing the data, or for creating any kind of a tables or managing the data and all of those things, updating the data, all of those things. Now this particular application is now connected or integrated with this MySQL DB, so that they can able to interact with it. Now the application can able to interact with it. This is what is one of the third party application. One more example could be, assume that there is a BigQuery table, BQ table. BigQuery is a BQ table. This is commonly happens most of the companies, right? So BigQuery table usually used, BigQuery tables will actually store the data, and if they wanted to visualize the data, they go to some visualization tools. Can anyone tell me any of the visualization tools that you know? Looker, Power BI, yes. So these are the visualization tools. If they wanted to visualize the data, right, visualize it, right, so they need the data, right? So if you want the data, right, so you need to connect it to one of the databases. So that's where Power BI is an external tool again, which is a third party tool to the our external tool to the Google Cloud Platform. From an external third party tools, you can also interact with the BigQuery. You can also interact with the BigQuery. So this is what is your fourth method of interacting with the GCP. Either this is done via some access control, sorry, either it is done via some service account for the access control, or method called APIs. Okay, API, they can able to do it. Not only this one, I can also interact with the BigQuery using the Python, via Python clients. We call it as a Python clients. Python clients. So via API. Similarly, if I have a GCS also, Google Cloud Storage, I can also interact via API using the Python, Java, and all of those things. So all of these tools, every service in the Google Cloud Platform has its own API, so has its own client available for outside world. If one wanted to interact with these services from the another applications or another programming languages, So they can able to do it via APIs. So this is what it is. API is nothing but an application programming interface. Okay, so this is how this method of interaction, we call it as a fourth method of interaction, that is APIs and third party tools. Okay, I hope this is also little bit clear. Don't worry about it, we are going to see in our upcoming sessions anyway. Okay, yeah. Yes, of course, BigQuery is very much important. Yes. Sure, sure. I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Fires, you have any question? Fires, you have any question? Yeah. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. For sure, I'll let you know. Yes. I'm gonna do it now. I mean, after this class, I'll do it now. Yes, Fires. Yeah. Yes. You are already there, right? I'll send you that. Yes. Sure. Okay. And okay. So I hope this is clear, guys. Okay. So let me gonna tell you one more time the course curriculum today, and we will wind up the session. I'll show you some of the things. One of the candidate was asking, sir, how the flow looks like. Maybe if I go to this one. Okay, so this is how in the BigQuery we are going to look at one of the case study. Maybe this gives you some idea. So we have a Spotify case study. We are going to ingest the data. We are following the medallion architecture in the BigQuery. So where the data flows from the bronze, silver, gold, and from there they can able to use it for the machine learning or dashboards or reports they can able to create it. This is one of the case study that we created. And maybe in the, for example, data proc from BigQuery to PySpark, Job, GCS, and MLT. And similarly, in the case study one, you also have the case study here. So this is one interesting case study. Again, from server to the GCS to the data proc to the BigQuery. So many things are there, guys. Everything we are going to see it. So here also, GCS to the data proc to the BigQuery. This is more of a data proc. Similarly, even though you go to the data flow also, we are creating a streaming pipeline, Python application to the pub sub topic to the data flow using the data pipelines using the Apache Beam and then BigQuery. So all of these things are interlinked. We are going to see everything in our upcoming sessions. Okay. I hope one was asking this question, right? I think this is clear now. Such kind of a things we are going to see. Okay. Yes. Now, coming to the course content, someone was asking me, so let me gonna tell you the course content one more time, high level, and we are going to see. I hope you guys are getting interested towards the course, and if anyone have any questions on the high level course, also you can ask me. The only change here is the timings, guys. Okay, you can see the timings, that is 7:30 to 8:30 AM IST, Indian Standard Time, Monday to Friday. So this is something that I would like to tell you. Other than that, everything is correct only. Okay, look at here. So the cloud basics. So we are starting the cloud basics. If you guys remember where we are now. So we completed this one. We completed this one and we completed this one. These three topics we have completed. Okay. And major topics are yet to come. That is locations and IAM and admin. After that, I will talk about the GCP basic Linux. Then I go to the GCS, Cloud SQL, BigQuery. Once the GCS, Cloud SQL, BigQuery is completed, then I come to the again the Python proc for data engineers. And then I'll talk about the data proc, data flow, data fusion, airflow, PubSub, cloud functions, and data bricks. Okay, sorry. While I start, once I complete the Python, then I go to the data proc. In the data proc, we are learning about the PySpark. And then data flow I'll start. In the data flow, we will start learning about the data flow, Apache Beam. Because in the data flow, we are using the programming framework Apache Beam. Then data fusion, Airflow, PubSub, cloud functions, Databricks, Terraform, and Bigtable is a complementary. And again, case studies, two case studies in the BigQuery, two case studies and one end-to-end pipeline in the data proc, two case studies end-to-end pipelines in the data flow, 4 end-to-end DAX in the Airflow, and 2 case studies. One is streaming case study, autoloader, and all of these things. So we have streaming pipelines and batch pipelines. So this thing, when I say wherever you see the case study or a pipeline, you can directly keep it in your resume that you have done this thing. Okay, because it looks like an industry standard code. We are going to incorporate everything the actual companies are following when we are preparing the code. To give you some extent, maybe if I look at this one of the case study, so that you can able to understand, maybe this case study only. See, so this is one of the case study where we are looking at the patient's health data. So the business value you get it is this one, sir. You can also actually read it about it so that you guys can get a very good understanding. What is the project use case, objective? What are the data sources? Data validations involved, data transformations involved. See, calculating the standard deviation metrics, abnormal finds, trending, categorizing the patient's data. Validate, see here, invalid records. So while you are doing the every data, there will be a invalid records also. You have to properly validate the data. So to get the proper, to ensure the data quality, right? And after that, the architecture here. Architecture I have mentioned here one more time. And logging and monitoring is also important. Error handling. Finally, output will be this one, written to the BigQuery for further analysis purpose. And these are the business value. So such a kind of industry standard code we are going to create it, and we are going to replicate the real world scenario. I am going to generate some sample data using the Python also for this particular thing. So this is what is going to be done in our upcoming such kind of a things we are going to see. This is a case study, but don't call me it is a case study. People think that case study is nothing but something, but it is nothing but a project only here. End-to-end pipeline, I would say. So such kind of end-to-end pipelines we are going to see here. 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. Right? So almost 10 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, that's how we are going to see end-to-end pipelines, which gives you a very good understanding. So this is how we are going to cover, guys. And as you guys now know that our course name is GCP Data Engineering, and this gonna take 2.5 to 3 months, guys. I might have mentioned 2.5. It takes 2.5 to 3 months, and the timing 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. IST every day, Monday to Friday. Recordings are provided, resume templates are provided, interview questions are provided, certification done. My famous material, I would say, that is material is very famous, guys. My material is very famous, I'll tell you, because everything is in one roof only. You have resume templates, interview questions, this one, everything. So how do you access these notes also? Later point of time I'll tell you how do you access these notes also, but how it looks for you, I'll show you how it looks for you. Maybe I'll show you here. So the moment you wanted to access my notes, you don't need to do anything, you don't need to download anything also. So you can come just one here. You will be provided with an access once you enroll for the course, and you will be having everything here. So this is how it will open for you. So all the tabs and the pages. So you wanted to go to the cloud basics, this is a tab, these are the pages. Introduction, interfaces, walkthrough, this is what we have seen today. Interfaces, locations, I am an admin, account creation, we are going to have a session on the account creation also, right? So all of these things are here, guys. We are going to see in a very detail in our upcoming sessions. I hope this is also clear. Okay, yeah, GCS and everything is here, guys. You don't need to worry about anything. Everything is accessible directly. You don't need to download also anything. Properly structured. Yes. So tomorrow we do not have any session, guys. The next session, I would like to finally tell you guys, the next session is on Monday. The next session is on Monday, the same time. Monday, the same time, that is 7:30 a.m. IST. Okay, so now what you guys have to do before the session, I suggest you to complete the enrollments by tomorrow itself or day after tomorrow itself. Don't lag it by, because multiple people doing that, and it will take a little bit confusion getting the access and everything. So I suggest you to complete the payment or complete the enrollments at the earliest. Complete the enrollments at the earliest. So when you have completed the enrollments, you ask for the Zoom link for attending the live sessions. One thing. Second thing, access to the recordings. You ask them, they will provide it access. Everything, make sure that you have everything. Later point of time, sir, I do not have this access, I do not have that access. No. So Zoom link, recording session, and material access. So these three things you try to make sure. So complete the enrollment as soon as possible. I would say by tomorrow itself. I suggest you to do it if it is possible today or tomorrow, so that you will be having an access to the material. You can just explore it a little bit also. Okay, while you are exploring it, right? Or if one wanted to recap the recordings also, they can do it for last 3 sessions, right? They can do that. Get the Zoom link, get the recordings, get the material access also. Complete all of these things, guys. Okay. Yep. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone, please? Does anyone have any questions on the course, guys? If you guys have any questions, so the admin will ping you for the the enrollments. You can able to complete the enrollments, guys. Okay, I suggest you to complete it at the
Sir,
earliest. Yes, please.
yeah.
Yes,
Sir,
Rika.
this is Shrikant.
Yes,
So,
Rika.
in case of any doubts while practicing or something, how could we
You can
get
always
in touch
ask in
with?
the there will be a group created first thing, sir. Once you are joined in, there will be a group created for you, and you can ask there, or you can also ask in the everyday session. After the session is completed, you can ask me. That is also possible. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, any other questions, anyone, guys? I hope you guys are enjoying the sessions. If you guys wanted to take a good turn in your career, and this is going to be a very good course and properly structured, everything is mentioned here in the course. And if you guys wanted to enter into the GCP data engineering or into the data engineering, this is the best path, I would say. Okay. Yep. Okay, guys. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, I hope you guys are having a good knowledge now on how to interact with the GCP service, interacts with the GCP services. In the next session, we are going to talk about how one can able to create a Google Cloud project, and how, what is this project, and all of those details. Console walkthrough we are going to see in the next session. I'm going to tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP in the next session, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye. I hope you guys have enjoyed the sessions. You have learned something out of the sessions. Thank you, guys. Please complete the enrollments at the earliest. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.